Every chase is a test of speed, of judgment, of society's limits. The United States pushes the envelope with aggressive tactics and advanced gadgets. The UK reins it in with strict laws and precision maneuvers. India adapts with creativity in streets where no rule book can fully apply. What we're about to uncover isn't just about police cars. It's about culture, technology, and the thin line between justice and danger. Why pursuits matter. A pursuit is the perfect storm of speed and judgment. It's where law, ethics, and human instinct collide. Across the world, pursuits are judged not only by whether the suspect is caught, but by whether the chase caused harm to innocent people. That tension between capture and safety is what every rule book attempts to solve. Some countries solve it by restricting when to chase. Others turn to technology to minimize risk. Still others rely on adaptation and improvisation in the streets themselves. Understanding those differences is essential if we want to know not just how chases happen, but why. United States, rules and policies. In the United States, there is no single national pursuit law. Instead, policy lives at the level of states and individual police departments. That patchwork leads to variation. Some agencies permit pursuits for a broad range of crimes. Others limit them to violent felonies. What unites them is the central idea of officer discretion, the responsibility placed on one person to weigh the moment's danger versus the need to stop a suspect. That discretion has produced both dramatic captures and tragic mistakes, and it's why training and oversight are critical elements of American practice. Tactics in practice. On American freeways, pursuit tactics are built for speed and containment. You'll see rolling roadblocks, coordinated lane closures, and the much-talked-about PIT maneuver, a precise, trained bump intended to spin a fleeing vehicle into a controlled stop. When conditions are too dangerous on the ground, the operation becomes aerial. Helicopters with thermal cameras keep eyes on the suspect so patrol cars can fall back and reduce the risk of high-speed collisions. Technology and how it changes the game. Technology is where U.S. policing has leaned heavily. GPS trackers, air units, drones, and sticky GPS darts that attach to a vehicle, allowing officers to track it without continuing the chase. Each tool is designed to reduce the need for risky, ground-level confrontation. But technology also raises its own questions. How to use it responsibly? What happens when it fails? And how its presence changes tactics a department will choose. Case study. Helicopter and GPS tracking in a California freeway pursuit. In a recent California freeway pursuit, a stolen SUV fled across multiple lanes during rush hour. Instead of a prolonged ground chase, officers coordinated a two-pronged response: immediate air support and spike strip deployment at a planned intercept. The helicopter's thermal cameras kept the vehicle visible through overpasses and dusk traffic. Meanwhile, road units staged at a pre-planned spot to box the vehicle in once it slowed. A GPS tag, launched from a patrol unit as the suspect tried to enter a residential area, allowed commanders to track the car's progress and prevent riskier maneuvers. The result? The vehicle was stopped with minimal collateral damage and no serious injuries. This case shows the shift in America, from catch at all costs to using tools that allow police to capture without racing through neighborhoods at lethal speeds. United Kingdom. Rules and policies. The United Kingdom takes a markedly different approach. Pursuits are tightly regulated. Only trained drivers with advanced pursuit qualifications take the wheel in a live chase. The legal standard is proportionality. The risk created by the chase must not exceed the harm the police are trying to prevent. That legal conservatism is rooted in a long public conversation about safety. In the UK, public backlash to reckless policing has driven reforms, and every pursuit is reviewed afterwards for compliance with policy. Tactics in practice. British tactics emphasize control. Officers use boxing-in maneuvers on motorways, carefully coordinated to avoid collisions. Another tactic, sometimes controversial, is tactical contact, a controlled, deliberate push designed to destabilize small vehicles, like some mopeds used in organized theft, while limiting speed and blast radius. Importantly, These tactics are only applied by personnel authorized and trained to do so. Technology and how it changes the game. Technology in the UK is less about raw force and more about intelligence. ANPR, the automatic reading of license plates by cameras, and an extensive CCTV infrastructure allow police to track vehicles across city and county lines without firing a single tire spike. Control centers aggregate this data in real time, letting officers intercept suspects by predicting where they will surface rather than chasing them down every block. Case study. Moped crime crackdown. In London a few years ago, organized groups used small, agile mopeds to commit robberies and vanish into narrow alleys. Traditional pursuits were risky. A high-speed chase through dense streets endangered uninvolved pedestrians. The Metropolitan Police adopted a layered approach. Intensive ANPR sweeps to flag suspect vehicles, CCTV footage to map routes, and small teams trained in tactical contact to stop mopeds safely when interception was unavoidable. The combination of smart surveillance and precisely trained tactics reduced incidents while keeping public risk lower than the alternatives. This example highlights a critical UK strength: technology and policy working together to prevent chases from ever turning into chaos. India, rules and policies. In India, formal national pursuit policy is far less uniform. Policing is divided across states and municipalities, and local realities shape practice. The result is a pragmatic approach. Officers often rely on experience and initiative. This lack of uniformity is not always a flaw. It's an adaptation to a country of massive population density, narrow lanes, and mixed traffic where a freeway chase model simply doesn't fit. Tactics in practice. Tactics here are improvisational but effective. Motorbike teams are used to thread through congested streets. Local nakabandi or rapid roadblocks are set up to cut off escape routes. And communities sometimes act as informants or physical barriers. The emphasis is on containment and quick cooperative action rather than prolonged high-speed runs. Technology and how it changes the game. In major Indian cities, technology is accelerating. Smart city command centers aggregate CCTV, traffic feeds, and increasingly ANPR systems. GPS trackers on patrol cars and digital radio systems enhance coordination. But in smaller towns, technology is still catching up. So the human element, instincts, local knowledge, and improvisation remains crucial. Case study: Delhi stolen car chase. In a widely followed 2023 case, a stolen car sped through Delhi's crowded market district. The chase could have become catastrophic, but it didn't, because of rapid integration of two elements. First, real-time CCTV footage circulated through the traffic command center within minutes, allowing officers to predict the car's route. Second, motorbike units, nimble in narrow lanes, moved to funnel the vehicle toward a pre-planned interception point, while road teams erected quick barricades. The driver was stopped without major injuries. This case shows how, in India, the interplay between human improvisation and growing city tech can produce safe outcomes even in chaotic environments. Comparative analysis. When we put these approaches side by side, three patterns emerge. The United States treats pursuit as an operational problem solved by scale and technology. Lift it to the air, tag and track it, and control risk by adding detection. The United Kingdom treats it as a legal and ethical problem. Restrict who can pursue and use surveillance to avoid kinetic action. India treats pursuit as a social and infrastructural challenge. Use fast-moving human teams, community cooperation, and an evolving tech backbone to adapt to dense environments. Effectiveness, then, is not absolute. In low-density, high-infrastructure contexts, the U.S. model can quickly capture suspects with limited collateral harm. In urban centers with dense populations, the UK approach reduces bystander risk. In chaotic streets, India's hybrid model minimizes chaos by matching tactics to reality. Future tech and breakthroughs. Look forward 5 to 10 years and the shape of a chase changes again. Drones will be cheaper, quieter, and more autonomous. Fleets could trail suspects without risking ground vehicles. AI will sift traffic camera feeds to predict escape routes and identify vehicles in real time. Remote immobilization, the ability to disrupt a car's electronics to stop it at a safe time, is being tested. And cities will connect vehicles and infrastructure in real time, enabling preemptive route closures. All of this promises fewer high-speed chases and more managed outcomes. But with those benefits come hard questions about privacy, accountability, and who controls the technology. Conversion and reflection. Across borders, pursuits tell a story about who we are and what we will tolerate. Are we prepared to trade speed for surveillance? To replace danger with data? The answers will be written in policy, tested on streets, and argued in our courts and town halls. If this episode made you rethink what a chase really is, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the conversation below. Tell us, which approach would you trust to protect your streets?